Hey everybody, it's Home Inspector Dan. I'm up in Phoenix. I have a 20-year-old house. There's not too much going on here. There's a little bit, but if you want to spend a few minutes and walk around this house with me, I've got a few things I could show you that might give you some better tips on buying your own house. The front of the house, I'm always making note of where the plumbing cleanouts are here. We've got two up there by the bush, and then a secondary one here, right there. It's probably a check valve. I made a deal with a home buyer and I said, if I found anything on my sewer camera inspection, would you pay for it? She said, yeah. I put it down in there. I didn't find anything. What all it is it's just another clean out. Somebody put in another clean out at some point in time. There might have been a break from the roots underground. But anyway, it's just another clean out. It's not a check valve. Got this big tree out here. I call them cat piss trees because they smell like cat piss. I don't know what they're called. Technical name for them. But I'm going to talk to my client when he gets here and see if I can run my camera down there just to make sure that this out to the street is good. Electrical system looked good on the side of the house. This is the south side, so you're going to get a lot of sun down here. We've got pre-treatment chemical for termite 2004. Don't like to see general lighting. I would like these to be listed exactly what bedroom they're for. Same with arc faults. These are for the bedrooms or master bedroom. At least those are labeled a little bit better. So we're going to test these two. Tested them. They both work just fine. Take note to non-metallic plumbing. So there's PEX up in the attic. 200 amp service. Everything looks good. We've still got some room in here for growth. If you want to add some more stuff, you need to put a screw down here. I don't know what caused all that scratching down there, but that doesn't make any sense to me. You can see when this was put in, 2004. There are about 20 years on this. Also, I know the AC has been updated, so I wanted to check that circuit, make sure 50 amps is what we need, and it is. We're good. So we just make sure the panel locks back up good, and we're starting to see some of the stucco repairs, some of the stucco marks. Gas meter, gas valve. If you need to turn the gas off right there, your gas regulator there might push out some gas every once in a while. It does a little bit, not a big deal. I'm looking up at the roof, looking at the bird blocking, which is the metal band that goes right underneath the tiles. That's usually put on when they redo the underlayment. The underlayment looked pretty good today. The windows did not. We've got a bunch of moisture starting to form, or has formed, up on the top of that window. We don't have any screens, no sunscreens either. This is the south side of the house, so you're going to want some screening material there. Gas line, they ran a gas line in for the stove for the kitchen, so you've got ventilation here. We're going to talk about the ventilation for the stove too when we get inside. Soffit area, fascia looks really good today. Nice, clean, straight. Sometimes you get some warping, but up in here in the soffit area looks good. Making sure that we have screens over all of our little vent holes so no bugs get in there. But again, with the windows, look at that. You're not going to get that off. You're not going to get any of these off. All those little holes until you replace that window. Rest of the side down here look great. No issues there. Actually, I take that back. This single hung window, one of the springs is busted out. We'll take a look when we get inside. So the valleys on a concrete tile roof like this, these are really closed valleys. These are real narrow, so any debris that washes down from that roof surface during a rainstorm is going to get in here and create problems. Back up. You're going to get a bunch of debris in these tight valleys like this that build up, so you're going to need annual maintenance to clean all this stuff out. If these were a little bit wider, you had a little bit more space in there so you could see the flashing, all that debris would eventually wash down. You'd still need some maintenance, but with these types of valleys where they're really closed together, it's cosmetically appealing because you don't see the flashing, but you've got problems with drainage because debris will back up. Sometimes you just got to stick the camera down the hole. Yeah, we got a bathroom ventilation vent and a laundry vent, dryer vent. So you get all this lint coming up, one pipe going down the other pipe. Great design feature, guys. Yeah, we're up in the attic now, and I found that dryer vent that's connected with that bathroom vent right there. It's the laundry vent, so it's the vent coming out of the laundry room on the ceiling. Just don't want that. You don't want that lint to go back into the fan blade of that blower. Nope, not buying it. Those straps holding that garage door opener up there are not sufficient to hold all the weight of this door going back and forth, hold up the backside of this. Nope. You've got a lot of support on the sides. You don't have any support for all that weight of the chain and everything moving there. Flexible strapping is not what you need. You need solid strapping, rigid strapping. So when I come through and I test an electrical outlet, push it in, make sure I got the 2 orange lights, wiggle it around a little bit. If it moves a little bit, the first thing you want to do is tighten that screw. No. You're going to take that screw off. Now, as long as you're comfortable with being around this, you can always go out to the electrical panel and turn off the electrical lines to this bedroom, but it's these 2 screws right here that need to be tightened up. One on the top and one on the bottom. So when those screws are loose, the electrical plug-in doesn't quite hit the wall, and that's why that switch plate cover was sticking out a little bit. So you just need to take that switch plate cover off and make sure that these screws are all the way screwed in and that outlet is pushed up against the wall nicely, or at least as close as you can get it. Make sure that that outlet is level with the wall surface so it doesn't look all goofy when you put this cover back on. Just going to take that, twist it right back on, and be done with it. Always leave your screws vertical, just looks better. Look how much better that is. No more gap against the wall. It's a tight, solid outlet. That's all you have to do. Make sure it's vertical. And make sure when you tighten it back in that it's flat. Level with the wall surface, because you don't want it to be angled in like that. That's all it takes. Now it's nice and solid. Yeah, I could probably get another turn out of that. Just be careful, because you'll crack the switch plate cover right there if you get it too tight. With GFCI protection, which are usually the red and black buttons or just these 2 test buttons in a bathroom, laundry room, kitchen. So that's a ground fault circuit interrupter. So when I push that, that's testing that ground fault. It does the same thing if I just push the test button. These are usually wired in series. So it goes from this bathroom, which is in the middle of the house. The same electrical wires are running up in the attic over here to this bathroom, to this GFI. You can see I just tripped it right there. And it won't reset. It won't reset until you reset the other one. So let's go back and reset the other one. Reset. Wait, we still don't have power? No, because you still have to reset this one. It's called redundancy. You've got 2 GFIs on the same line. This one comes after that other one, so the other one has to get tripped back on first before you can get power to trip this one back on. So just how hot does the bottom of this microwave get with a gas stove on while you're cooking? It's ventilating out. You're at 230 degrees. I've had this on for less than 10 minutes. I think that's getting a little hot. That's where we're at for distance. A little over 17 inches. I would like to see a little bit more. I can't even touch the controls right now. 130 some degrees right on the control panel. I can't even touch that thing. I know it's thermal and it's a little bit different, but let me show you something else then. Well, that's where we're at. We're almost at 120 degrees just right there on the panel. So it's even climbing up hotter on this surface. Maybe it's dropping down a little bit. That's really hot. You know, if you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner down here and you reach up and you want to touch something, that's going to be super hot. Here's something else to note too. This vent is off. See, if I push the vent button, it shows high, vent low, vent off. I mean, it's blowing outside, but it's still running. Is it because it's too hot? Give it a few minutes. Let's see if it turns off. So I'm testing out a shower, one that's been remodeled. At one point in time, they dropped this down and put some new tile work in here. Yeah, electrical outlet in the shower. But I take my thermal camera out and I kind of scan it. I've got both shower heads going. I've got that small one and the big one up top. And I'm just trying to follow where the water's going. See, the red is hot, blue is colder. So I'm seeing which way it's traveling down. Just kind of an idea of how water is flowing. If there's any red spots showing up where they shouldn't be, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm also looking down there at the bottom just to make sure that this water doesn't trace back up here too far. So we want to keep the water in a pretty small circle around that to make sure that it goes down there so you have a lot less cleaning, a lot less mildew and crap built up all over the shower tile. It looks pretty good, honestly. Seems to be draining fine. You've got a good flow of water, good drainage. You're not building up too much moisture, or you're not going to be like walking around in a bathtub in here. It drains nice and quickly. Just watch out up in the attic because these are put in with PEX, and I'm not sure if a plumber put them in, a handyman, or who did it up in the attic, but sometimes those PEX connections can leak. Just keep your eye on it. And when I say keep your eye on it, just look up when you're taking a shower. Make sure you don't see any brown spots. Those are water stains. Well, I'm out in the garage looking at a water filtration system. Now, I don't do inspections of water filtration system, but I look how it's installed, and I look for any safety features or anything that might be, you know, a better idea to do. I'm looking at a water softening system that has copper pipes coming in and out from the outside. We've got a plastic drain pipe. Now, this thing needs to drain every once in a while, so it'll send your drain water, which is not drinkable, you don't want to drink it. They've got that through a plastic pipe up through the attic. Now, this is a fire barrier. You can't put plastic through it because what does plastic do? It melts. Once this starts melting, I know it's got water in it. It shouldn't melt, but if it was empty, it would melt, and then that fire would shoot up, go straight over to your house. And what that drain does is it comes right in here to your laundry room, right through the ceiling, drops down, then they have it drop right into the washing machine drain. Hey, look, I didn't touch anything, and the vent turned off because we were getting it too hot. Still warm. It's been 5 or so minutes. So yeah, that vent is automatic. If it gets too hot, it's just going to run and run and run. But that's why I'm here today. I'm here to find some of this stuff like fogged out windows and all this other stuff in the kitchen, especially with this microwave vent on a gas stove. It's kind of a big deal. Want to make sure that this gas gets outside, all the burnt combustion air gets out, so we do have a good vent going outside, but want to make sure it gets outside. Want to keep those vents clear. This thing gets super hot. If it were me with a gas stove, you might consider putting a hood or something on here, something that your kids aren't going to burn their fingers on after you've been cooking on the stove all day. It's just an idea, it's just a thought. It's your house, you do what you want.